some of those big bucks, which you get on camera, on trail camera early in the year, and watch them grow in velvet, you just don't share that stuff. Nothing against you guys. You just never know who might be wanting to come poaching. Well, what's up, guys? It's Daniel from Arms Family Homestead, and we are officially on baby goat watch. Bear, I think we're gonna have a baby goat today. Problem is, I've got to leave right now. I've got to take Houston to school and run over to the Mill Creek property and work there for a few hours. So our little doe here, I'm pretty sure is gonna have some babies really soon. When I came out to the shop to load my stuff up this morning, she was all the way in the back of the pasture by herself, and she just has that that look of, I'm fixing to have a baby. She did kind of sound like she was in distress, and that's what caught my attention. She's not really doing it as much now, but she had a little fluid leaking from her lady parts a few minutes ago, but her moving around, I guess it's probably falling. So Bear, I expect you to keep an eye out, and you call me if she starts having babies, and I'll come home, okay? All right, deal. All right, what a beautiful morning. Nice foggy, expecting quite a bit of rain this evening. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill up one of the deer feeders I got here. Brought some corn for that. And like I said earlier, 4 bags of wheat seed. I'm just gonna broadcast it over on the pond dam. I'll show you all that in a little bit. Just to get something green growing, have some roots to hold the soil in so we don't get too much erosion between now and springtime. So would really, like I said earlier, should have done this 2 months ago, honestly, at least a month ago, since we started getting a little bit of moisture. Just had that time, so we're going to take care of that today. Brought the leaf blower because, well, there's my Moshi old flail mower. Need to take that home. Not a whole lot of mowing needs going on right now, but I'm going to take the leaf blower and blow all the leaves out from the cabin, just in case there's ever, a wildfire. Not that there's enough to really carry much fire here, but I just feel safer in case there is any kind of fire. If we have a campfire or something, push all the leaves back away from the cabin. So anyways, let's get started. Old four-wheeler's got a bunch of dried blood running down it, thanks to my daughter. Probably should just leave it parked outside and let it get rained on. I just noticed something that's pretty neat. I want to show you guys. So on the back side of the pond, so there's our spillway pipe that goes under the dam and dumps out in over here. And it does not take long for Mother Nature to do what she does. I don't know if you guys can see those sticks right there? There's already beavers that have come up this ditch, even though this pond was completely dry for months, and there really wasn't another water source nearby at all. The neighbor that direction has been hauling water to water his cows for most of the summer, but you can see there's a lot of chewed up sticks and some trails that lead over into the pond. Now we're gonna have to keep an eye on it. I don't mind beavers being here, but beavers are what caused all kinds of problems the first time with this pond. They basically built a big den around that drain pipe, plugged up the drain pipe with sticks and mud, and as the pond would fill up, water would try to escape there and it would suck all the debris into that spot, completely plugged it up, caused a lot of damage. So I don't know. We'll keep an eye on it. And I was spreading seeds. You can see, I don't know if it shows up on camera very well. You see those two trails right there? Those beavers, actually there's 3 trails. There's another one right there. But they're coming up out of that hole and coming over the pond dam. You can kind of see their trail going into the pond. It doesn't show up on camera near as well as it does in person. But you can see a lot of trees, a lot of sticks that they've chewed all the bark off of. And that's what they eat during the wintertime. Well, that's what they eat all the time, really. But so there's probably a beaver den, or the start of a beaver's den somewhere. I may walk down this drainage ditch and see. That's probably why there's so much water in here right now, is they're denning that little hole up and doing what beavers do. Yep, that's exactly what's going on. Here's a little tree they cut down recently. I mean, that's been in the last couple of days. And there's the back of the dam, this big hole of water comes down somewhat of a creek. And you can see they built up this big mud bank right here to stop the flow of water. Right now it's not a problem, but beavers are incredible little animals. But it can become a problem. I don't want this being built up so that our outflow pipe gets covered up, because then the beavers will be inside that pipe, and I dang sure don't want them to den up in there. So that would be a self-correcting error, though. You think once the pond gets full and runs over, it'd wash them out, but still, it's something to keep an eye on. I mean, you can see where the pond is supposed to drain, and they've stopped it completely. So I went ahead and threw out about 50 pounds of wheat seed in this field. Obviously not as a food plot to hunt over, but just, we've had all these warm days and warm nights where it's 60s, 50s, 60s in the day, 40s, 50s at night. With wet conditions, it'll sprout, it'll pop up. But, you know, I just can't help but stand here and think, I'll never forget sitting in that ground blind right there, watching my daughter harvest a really nice 11-point buck, and us tracking him through the woods. Well, not even tracking, just following the trail right to him in the woods. And getting those experiences with my kids is moments that I'll never forget. It's moments that I hope they will never forget. And that's what I love about hunting, is the family side of it. I mean, I love to hunt myself, don't get me wrong. I'll sit in the woods all day by myself, but I get so much more enjoyment out of taking my kids and being able to document it and have those memories for the rest of our life, whether it's on video or even just a picture. I love it. And that's one of the big reasons why we bought this property, and just to give us other places to hunt, other deer to hunt, and a way to get out and spend time together. I know they're not here right now. I do a lot of the work myself, but that's okay. They'll get there someday, I hope. And if not, we'll hang out at the cabin as a family, and I love it. Woo! I think that means it's time for a cup of coffee, right? If you can see your breath, it's coffee time. Whew. I don't know if any of you guys quite comprehend. This thing is like putting a go-kart on your back. This is a very serious leaf blower. It's the Echo PB 9010T. Man, it does some good. And I've really been impressed with this little backpack leaf blower. I mean, it does the job, to say the least. So much power. And matter of fact, I was so impressed with the Echo leaf blower, I went back the other day and bought this. This is my new chainsaw. I actually just went and picked this up yesterday. I haven't even fired it up, but it's an Echo with a 24-inch bar, the CS680. I don't know if you guys realize this or know this, but I've used the same steel chainsaw since 2005 with an 18-inch bar to cut all of my firewood. So I wanted to bump up to a 24-inch bar to get a little more work done a little faster and not have to bend over to cut logs as much. So we're going to be trying this thing out real soon. Well, I don't figure this cup of coffee will be calling in any big bucks, but we can sit here and talk about them. So, dang, that's hot. This has been our first season on this property, our first year of hunting, first year of getting to watch the bucks grow. And we don't share everything with you guys along the way. That some of those big bucks, which you get on camera, on trail camera early in the year and watch them grow in velvet, you just don't share that stuff. Nothing against you guys. You just never know who might be wanting to come poaching. We've discovered that really happens. But the biggest buck on this property this year, we started getting pictures of, I mean, literally, well, when we finally closed on this place and started putting cameras out, the deer had just shed their antlers. But there was one deer that you could tell was a lot bigger than the rest, body-wise. As soon as they started putting on velvet and started growing antlers, his were going to be substantial. And as he grew, we watched him grow all summer long, putting out that Lucky Buck mineral and stuff. And it developed into a very large, very big-bodied, mature 8-point buck. And watched him literally all summer long, all the way up through middle part of bow season, through bow season, black powder season, and right before rifle season, he disappeared. And I'm not sure if one of the neighbors might have harvested him, one of the neighbors might have got a shot at him and taken him. I would think that would show up on Facebook, because he's a really nice buck. Just an 8-point, but a really, really nice buck. And he disappeared, like, I would say early November, mid-November, something like that, right before rifle season. And I was getting pictures of him literally 50 yards from the cabin, just right through the timber over here, every night, every day. And then he disappeared. Could he? I mean, he could obviously have been taken by another hunter, which is great. I just like to see pictures. Or he got out here chasing does and took off. He could be 2 miles away. You know, a lot of those bucks have a pretty big area they roam, especially during the rut. And then they come back, because this was his home base area. He was here a lot. Or he could have been hit by a car, because we're less than a mile from a highway with a lot of semi-truck traffic. You can hear them on the hunting videos all the time we're over here. Or a poacher. Somebody might have shot him from the road. Possible. No, I don't have any proof of that. I don't even think that's what happened, but I don't know. He disappeared. Maybe he'll show back up. But I am excited with what we're still seeing on camera. There's a lot of young bucks on this property. A lot of young bucks, well, at our house too. But I'm really excited to see what we can grow. I know this is only 80 acres and we have neighbors that hunt too. But that's just part of how the world works. But I do really plan on focusing on wildlife habitat and food plots and putting more natural food in the ground to grow for the deer. Yes, we feed corn, and everybody in Oklahoma has corn feeders. It's just part of it. But food plots, more cool season food plots, spring, summer food plots, more like brassicas, clovers, maybe some soybeans in the summer. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, I'm going to sit here and relax and enjoy my cup of coffee. It is almost lunchtime, and it is still foggy out here. Well, we got all the chores done at the cabin, so we're going to go back to the house and check on that goat and see if she's had any babies yet. You all right? We're going to have a baby soon? Maybe 2? Phoebe's your emotional support donkey. Huh, Phoebe? Not having problems, are you? It won't be long. I think she'll have a couple babies on the ground in the next couple hours. She's separating herself from the herd. The rest of them are all up at the barn, and she's kind of hanging out way back here. I don't know if she's actually in labor yet, like active labor, having contractions, but she's going to have those babies soon. And it looks like she's going to have a whole herd full of emotional support donkeys. Everybody's here for the show. So have us a baby soon. Or 2. Or 3. However many. Well, I figure this old stump that's got to come out of here is as good a place as any to test out a new chainsaw. So I'm going to fire it up for the first time, put oil and gas in it, and let it warm up since, well, I started it just to make sure it would start, but I'm going to let it warm up here for a few minutes and then take out this stump that I've been talking about needing to get out of the way since we built those pens. Well, it's now 5 o'clock in the evening and Mama Goat here still has not really gone into labor. She's kind of been just off by herself all day. She's not, I don't know, she seems uncomfortable, let's say that. I would have thought she would have had her babies by now, but sometimes it takes a while. And I'm not too concerned yet, but we're gonna keep a close watch on her the rest of the evening and tonight. Hopefully by morning she'll have a couple babies on the ground, but I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully there's nothing wrong, but we'll keep you guys in the loop, and hopefully on the next video or one of DJ's next videos you'll see some baby goats on the ground if all goes well. So anyways guys, that's all I've got for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. You guys have a great day, and as always, we'll see you on the next video.